Welcome back students to the virtual lab demonstration. This video demonstrates the analysis of solid state materials or nanomaterials. The links for the other experiments are provided at the end of this video and also in the description box. To get the notification of next video, please subscribe, like and share the video. I am Dr. Sujata Kasabe from ABASAHEB GARWARE College, Pune. Let us see how to do the analysis of solid state materials or nanomaterials. Aim to analyze crystal structure of ZnO or TiO2 or Fe2O3 nanoparticles by interpretation of given diffractogram by X-ray diffraction method. The powder X-ray diffraction is an important spectroscopic method for the analysis of crystal structure of inorganic solid state materials. X-ray diffraction is used for identification of crystalline phase of the synthesized material. There are several other analytical techniques are used for the analysis of solid state materials. Few of them are scanning electron microscope, field emission gun scanning electron microscope, transmission electron microscope, scanning tunneling electron microscope, etc. Among these, XRD is a very simple and non-destructive technique. So, XRD is a very simple and non-destructive technique requiring only a very small amount of the sample. Material characterization using X-ray diffraction plays a vital role in all aspects of semiconductor technology, from fundamental research to the manufacturing stage. With the advancement in the technology and computer control over the high power X-ray source, diffractometer and counters, this method of analysis has become very popular and is used widely. In a semiconducting metal oxide, then photoelectrode, then in crystalline nature, and also in stability of the desired crystalline phase and the stability of the structure itself are the key factors to be examined. Hence, the structural property of zinc oxide or titanium oxide or Fe2O3 nanoparticles can be investigated by X-ray diffraction techniques and various microstructural parameters are estimated. It is well known that understanding the mechanism of the phase transformation of a material is fundamental to control the structure and thus the material properties. The phase structure, composition, crystallite size and crystallinity of certain applied nanoparticles are of great influence on the photocatalytic activity and photoelectrochemical properties. Analysis of crystal structure is important for nanoscale material since materials property are affected in the nanometer scale. The most common used database for the identification of crystal structure is the Joint Committee on Powder Diffraction Standards, that is JCPDS data system. The principle of XRD is based on the well-known Bragg's law. When an X-ray beam hits an atom, the electrons around the atom start to oscillate with the same frequency as the incoming beam. In almost all directions, destructive interference takes place. That is, the combining waves are out of phase and there is no resultant energy leaving the solid sample. However, when the atoms in a crystal are arranged in a regular pattern and in a few directions, there will be constructive interference, the waves will be in phase and there will be well-defined X-ray beam leaving the sample at various directions. Hence, a diffracted beam may be described as a beam composed of large number of scattered rays mutually reinforcing one another. The orientation and interplanar spacing of parallel planes inside the crystal are defined by the three integers, that is H, K and L, which are called as Miller indices. So when the atom in crystal are arranged in a regular pattern, The incident X-ray beam falls on a pair of parallel planes XY separated by an interplanar spacing d. The parallel incident rays 1 and 2 makes an angle theta with planes. A diffracted beam of maximum intensity will result if the waves represented by 1 and 2 are in phase. The difference in the path length between 1 and 2 must be an integral number of wavelengths lambda. This relationship is expressed mathematically in Bragg's law, which is 2d sine theta equal to n lambda, where lambda is the wavelength, n is the order of diffraction, theta is angle between incident X-ray, the d is spacing defined by the Miller indices HKL determined by the shape of the unit, and the formula for this is the dHKL equal to n lambda divided by 2 sine theta. Therefore, the possible 2 theta values where one can have diffraction are determined by the unit cell dimensions. However, the intensities of the reflections are determined by the distribution of the electrons in the atoms present in the unit cell. Particularly, the intensities depend on what kind of atoms we have and where in the unit cell they are located. Planes going through areas with high electron density will reflect strongly, while planes with low electron density will give weak intensities. The mechanical assembly on X-ray diffractometer consists of these basic elements, that is X-ray source, goniometer, detector, diffracted beam collimator, and sample holder. The X-ray tube and detector are rotated so as to vary the diffraction angle theta. An X-ray detector is used to detect the diffracted X-rays. In the X-ray detector, a receiving slit is mounted in front of the counter on the counter tube arm, and behind it is usually fixed scatter slit to ensure that the counter receives radiation only from the portion of the specimen illuminated by the primary beam. By varying the angle theta such that it satisfies Bragg's law, the interaction of the incident rays with the specimen produces constructive interference. After scanning the specimen through a range of 2 theta angles, all possible diffraction of the lattice are obtained due to its random orientation. Since every element or compound has a set of unique d-spacing, by converting the diffraction peaks to d-spacing and comparing the d-spacing with a standard reference pattern, the specimen can be identified. When a mixture of different phases is present in the specimen, the resultant diffractogram would be formed by addition of the individual patterns. Each crystalline solid produces line spectra. Both the position and the intensity of the line are characteristics of that particular phase and the pattern, thus provides a fingerprints of the material. From the XRD data, the crystallite size D of the materials are calculated by using Debye-Scherrer formula, which is D equal to K lambda divided by beta cos theta, where D is the crystallite size, lambda is wavelength of X-ray radiation, K is constant, theta is diffraction angle, beta is full line width at half maximum. Calculation of FWHM from the expanded view of most intense peak is as such. Next part is the calculation. First, calculation of interplanar distance D equal to lambda divided by 2 sine theta, where n is the first order diffraction. Calculation of lattice constant 1 upon d square equal to h square divided by a square plus k square divided by b square plus l square divided by c square. For cubic crystal system, 1 upon d square equal to h square plus k square plus l square divided by a square. For tetragonal crystal system, 1 upon d square equal to h square plus k square divided by a square plus l square divided by c square. For hexagonal crystal system, 1 upon d square equal to 4 by 3 into bracket h square plus hk plus k square divided by a square bracket complete plus l square divided by c square. Third, calculation of volume of unit cell. Use this chart for the calculation of volume of unit cell. So students, thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe, like and share this video to get the notification of next video. Thank you.